Hello and welcome to 3 Minute Gaming, I'm Nathan, and today I'm going to take this game's worth your time and bandwidth. Today's game is Wolfenstein: The New Order. Wolfenstein is back, again, with a new developer, a new story, but still plenty of Nazi scum to blow away. Is this new order worth checking out? Wolfenstein: The New Order is available on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, and is also available via Game Pass on both PC and Xbox. Its MSRP at the current time is $20, and the single-player campaign will take you around 11 to 12 hours to get through. So what exactly is Wolfenstein: The New Order? Well, it's a first-person boomer-esque shooter with an emphasis on its fast-paced, gun-filled, Nazi-killing action and story. Yes, story. Wolfenstein has a story now, and I'm going to talk to you about it. The game is essentially another reboot of the franchise, but it does keep Wolfenstein 3D as canon more or less, as it starts in some of the later episodes of 3D where Blazkowicz and a crew are attacking Deathhead's fortress in a last-ditch attempt to win the war. Things go south, however, leaving Blazkowicz in essentially an awake coma for 20 years while Nazis take over the planet. Through sheer force of Nazi-hating rage, Blazkowicz heals himself of his brain damage and is back doing what he does best, freeing resistance members and murdering the hell out of Nazis. The story itself is basically a mix between melodrama and tongue-in-cheek B-movie, with Blazkowicz narrating over key portions, but in reality, it basically existing for you to get fired up to kill some dang Nazis. And Nazis you shall kill, as The New Order is a shooter game first and foremost, rejecting modern sensibilities for old-school blasting. Regenerating health? Hell no, we got health packs and armor to pick up. Limited arsenal? Hold 10 weapons, then dual-wield them, why not? Take cover and then lean out of it for kills, execute enemies, or just literally eviscerate them with 2 giant shotguns. Blazkowicz is good at what he does. Aside from the run-and-gun shooting, the game actually has a fair amount of stealth. It isn't particularly deep and enemies are very stupid, but it is worth doing because of how each combat zone works. Each zone has your standard group of Nazi guards, but also a handful of commanders. Should these commanders be alerted, they'll sound an alarm and soldiers will infinitely respawn until they are dealt with. That means killing commanders sneakily can save you a lot of time, health, and ammunition. Of course, you can always just blast your way through, and while Wolfenstein doesn't have that same forward momentum as, say, Doom 2016, you always feel insanely powerful and have a large arsenal to deal with problems. This is paired with a perk system which rewards you for doing particular things with a certain playstyle, for example, being extra stealthy or extra boomy, and provides augmentations and upgrades along the way. It's minimal but nice. All of this shooting will happen across a whole range of phenomenal set pieces. One minute you'll be busting out of a mental asylum, then breaking into a prison, the getting captured so you can destroy a concentration camp, then going to the actual moon to fight moon Nazis. Like I said, tongue firmly in cheek. And honestly, that's pretty much it. The New Order makes a new timeline for Wolfenstein, but keeps its crazy boomer shootiness and focuses more on deepening BJ's character. So what did I like about Wolfenstein: The New Order? Well, the shooting feels fantastic, with guns being incredibly punchy, enemy reactions being very visceral and satisfying, and the whole arsenal allowing for a lot of strategies along the way. Additionally, the scenarios you get yourself in are absurd and insane in the best way, with everything being so over the top and heightened in its Nazi fighting experience that it made every new mission a treat. And lastly, as a surprise to me, I really enjoyed the story and characters. I felt they kept it light enough that it doesn't interfere, and paired with some really great voice acting and story pacing, I generally cared about BJ and Anya by the end. When it comes to the bad, difficulty is really weird, with enemies being pretty much brain dead but still capable of eviscerating you if they so much as flank you or you make a minor mistake. Additionally, the stealth is half-baked, with no alertness indicator or a way to easily spot enemies as you try to sneak around. I get that it's kind of been Wolf's thing to have minor stealth elements, but they really could have done a better job with it here. And lastly, some of the puzzles just serve to slow the game down, since it's having to cut through wire fences or sneak around certain areas. It's not enough to ruin the game, but some of the tedium of it does drag. As you know, I rate games here on a 3-point scale: must play, maybe consider, don't bother. I absolutely think you should play Wolfenstein: The New Order. I admit I didn't love it the first time I ran through it, but replaying the game on Game Pass, something clicked and the game was a blast. I think it's just because not only is the combat incredibly satisfying, but the various scenarios and missions just keep escalating the craziness and wackiness in such a way that I wanted to see what the game would do next. While the emphasis on the story might bore some purists, BJ's newest Nazi murder party is an absolute blast and one I would highly recommend. And that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you played Wolfenstein: The New Order, what do you think about it? Please let me know in the comments, but regardless, I highly recommend giving it a look.